I'm Monty Rutherford. I am with an organization called CAMT. It stands for Colorado Association for Manufacturing and Technology. It is a public-private partnership. It's sponsored partially by U.S. Department of Commerce. We receive a third of our funding from it. We receive a third of our funding from in-kind contributions. I am housed in Grand Junction, the business incubator, so my office is provided. I have phone service, internet access, heat, lights, and air conditioning, and I get 8 hours of administrative support a month, whether I could use it or not. Okay. And the other third comes from fees we charge clients. The CAMT is sponsored by the University of Colorado. The act that created the Manufacturing Extension Partnership says we have to be sponsored by colleges, community colleges, and universities. Basically what CAMT does is provide assistance to manufacturers. The Manufacturing Extension Partnership was supposed to be to manufacturers what cooperative extension is to ag producers. If you have a question related to an ag issue, you go to cooperative extension. If you're a manufacturer, you should come to the MAP, Manufacturing Extension Partnership. I don't have all the answers, but I know where to go find the answers. If there are, and again, I can help with anything that occurs inside the four walls of a manufacturing company from the time you get the phone call until you get your check deposited. If you have, you're looking at bringing on a new product, you're not sure whether it would be successful or not, we do have strategies available to help you expedite that process at minimal costs to you, because that can be a long, drawn-out thing doing market research, yada, yada. We have ways to help with that. If you have a new product and you want to go out to market, well, we can help find suppliers for some of your parts. We can help with engineering. A lot of times it's been designed, and having an engineering background, I know that the way some design engineers design it, it cannot be manufactured that way. So we have to look at breaking it apart into smaller components and make it to where it can be manufactured. If you're changing facilities, I can come in and help you look at your flow, process flow, and get it to where it flows to reduce your overhead. It's called lean. Lean tools, and we can help along that aspect. If you're doing an engineering project, for whatever it is, we can help do the engineers, whether it's a mechanical engineer, electrical, whatever it happens to be. And I can be creative as to what a manufacturing company is. Anybody heard of Vail Resorts? Is Vail Resorts a manufacturer? How many think Vail Resorts is a manufacturer?
They make snow?
Exactly. One of the projects that I did for Vail Resorts was they were looking at becoming more efficient and cut down on their water consumption and make better snow. And so one of the projects was to come in and evaluate different nozzles that would be applied to the snowmaking equipment with different pressures and different volumes and outside temperatures, and very successful, and brought them up to where they can make snow that suits their needs now, as opposed to just making one size fits all. And it was too cold and made snow grains, and when it wasn't cold enough, it just put mist out there and it made ice. And so I got Vail Resorts classified as a manufacturer to help them. I can provide up to 8 hours free consulting to any business. We have services that can be, if you're looking at expanding your business and you're looking at some growth strategies, we can help develop the growth strategy. If you're looking at doing some strategic planning, we can assist with that. Because I am partnered with all the schools, you're bringing out a new product, you're looking for a formula, you can't remember what the formula is, I can help. There was a client in Grand Junction that would bring room air into a chamber, dark chamber. He would energize it with a certain band wave of light, and what he would measure is the glow that was left. How intense was the glow, and what was the duration of it. And what he was really doing was measuring mercury vapor in the air. Now, it's been a long time. Most of our natural gas meters and pressure regulators have a baffle in there, and it's separated, and most of them now are spring controlled. Originally, they just put a bunch of mercury in there, and the natural gas would go through it, and natural gas eventually would be consumed by the volume of gas going through it. There are some countries that still do it that way. He was looking to sell this device to other countries. But he couldn't find the formula. And he spent excess of 80 hours researching his textbooks, going back to the School of Mines where he graduated, talking to CU, CSU, anybody that he could get in touch with to help find the formula. Nobody could find it. And he came to me, and I would be in his office one day, and he says, "Can you help me with this?" I said, "Well, let me give it a try." And at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I went back to my office and broadcast a message through the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. And by 9 o'clock the next morning, I had over 200 responses. Okay? Some of them actually had the formula written out. Others were like from research schools and said, "Hey, you know, we're working on a project like this, and is there any way we can be of assistance? This is where we're at in development, yada, yada, yada." I just dumped it all on a flash drive, took it down to it, handed it to him, and I said, "Your response is on there." And he says, "Are you kidding?" And I said, "No, it's there." And the first email he opened up had the formula written out. He said, "You could have saved me a ton of time." I says, "Well, I saved you a ton of time from this. I don't know how long it would have taken you to root it out, but I brought it to you. So next time you have an issue with your manufacturing or anything in your business, give me a call and see if we can help." Okay. There is a catch. Whenever you use our services, 6 months to a year afterward, you're going to be called by a third-party auditing firm that asks you questions. How did you select CAMT to help you with the project? Did it increase sales? Did it reduce expenses? Did you reduce inventory? I mean, they have about 50 questions that they ask, and that's how we're graded. That's how we receive continued funding through NIST, through the Bureau of Standards. And I think it's a great program to help businesses. One of the things that we do are customized training, and I am pleased to say that our first grant rounds through Office of Economic Development and International Trade for Colorado First Existing Industry Training Grants. 2 of my clients were approved. The other one was put on for the second go-round, and 1 has opted out. And so the second go-around, all applications have to be submitted by Friday afternoon, and then they're going to evaluate them beginning Monday for the second go-around. They used to have 3-4 rounds a year, and they're down to 2 because they pulled in the deadline and all the training has to be done. So if you're interested in the Colorado First or Existing Industry Training Grant, you can get up to $800 per employee to do customized training. And we can help with lean, if you want to become lean. Lean is not about laying people off. Lean is about gaining efficiencies. And I've been told that I am an efficiency expert. When I look at a situation, I can make recommendations on how to make it more efficient. And it applies not only to your business, but it applies to your house. And I think I'm so good at being an efficiency expert because I'm basically lazy. Okay? You familiar with agriculture and gated pipe, where they have a valve comes up in the middle, they got pipe going both directions? Okay? And I looked at that and I said, how can I make 1 trip down there and 1 trip back and get the pipe either connected or disconnected? And I'm looking at it and going, well, this is simple. Okay? And after I looked at it, it really was simple, but for a long time I've been riding up and down that thing a dozen times getting the pipe connected and disconnected. Well, if you go one way and you're disconnecting the pipe, well, you start with the hubs towards you and you just pull it apart and set it aside. The next section's a pipe you forget about. And you go down to so you skip a section and then you take it all apart and put it over there. When you get to the end and you turn around and come back, the hubs are looking at you again. So I can make 1 trip down a field and I only walk it once instead of taking it apart and taking that apart, walking back this way and then walking down again.